There is a truth that no one has ever told you directly, and it might startle you right at this moment. If you are over 60, 65, 70, or even 80 years old, and you think that intimacy is over, that it is no longer necessary, then you are silently taking away the most precious thing from yourself. Not just pleasure, not just closeness, but also your health, your longevity, and your very manhood. I know it sounds hard to believe, but let me ask you this. How long has it been since you truly touched someone with your heart? How long has it been since you felt like you were still a man who was desired, a man who could make someone smile with just a glance, a gesture, a warm hand placed gently on their shoulder? Throughout more than 30 years as a geriatric doctor, restoring male vitality, I have witnessed thousands of men walk into my clinic with slow steps, lifeless eyes, weary hearts, and withering spirits. They didn't come because they wanted to make love like in their youth. They came because they felt they were no longer men. They came because at night their bedroom was cold and empty. They came because they looked at the wife they had loved for 30, 40, 50 years and didn't dare touch her, afraid they would fail, afraid she would be disappointed, afraid of rejection. And then they stayed silent. They chose to give up. They told themselves, "I'm old, it doesn't matter anymore." But at that very moment, they lost not only intimacy, but also the best medicine for their heart, their brain, their hormones, and their longevity. I'm not telling you this to make you feel ashamed or regretful. I'm telling you because I have seen miracles happen. I have seen men at 70, 75, 80 years old walk out of my clinic with bright eyes, strong voices, and powerful strides. They didn't become young men again. They became men once more. The men their wives once fell in love with, the men their children and grandchildren once admired, and the men they themselves were once proud to see in the mirror. Because sex, my friend, is not some luxury reserved only for young men. It is nourishment. It is a rejuvenating medicine for your brain, your heart, your testosterone hormones, and your very soul. And today, if you are still hesitating, if you still think it's too late, then stay with me until the very last second of this video, because I will show you the simplest way to rekindle the fire of manhood within you, regardless of age, regardless of illness, regardless of how many years you have neglected it. And you will understand, as long as you are alive, as long as your heart is still beating, it is never too late to feel that you are still the most complete man you can be. I am Dr. Authority, a geriatric doctor specializing in restoring male vitality. For more than 30 years, I have dedicated my entire life to helping men at the ages of 60, 65, 70, 75, and even 80 find what they thought they had lost forever. And that is not just their sexual ability, but also their confidence, their pride, and their ability to live true to their strong, masculine nature. I have witnessed countless men come to me in utter despair. They sat in front of me with their shoulders slumped, eyes looking down at the floor, and voices weak and weary. Many of them said, "Doctor, I think I'm done. At this age, what else can I do?" But when I looked at them, I didn't just see an old man with gray hair. I saw a man who was yearning to live, yearning to touch, to love, to be himself. I remember George, a 72-year-old retired math teacher. He came to see me with fading memory, often forgetting his former students' names, even forgetting what he was about to say. But when I asked him, "How long has it been since you've been intimate with anyone?" he looked up at me, his eyes filled with tears. "Since my wife passed away, it's been 5 years, doctor." I immediately knew the cause. His brain wasn't just lacking blood flow. It was also lacking dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, the hormones naturally released through touch, intimacy, and love. I guided him on how to reconnect with his body, how to awaken those hormones through natural massage, physical movement, and exercises that activate the genital nervous system. Just a few months later, he returned to my clinic with a radiant smile. He told me he had started dating again. His memory had improved, his voice had become stronger, and his eyes sparkled like the gaze of a schoolboy falling in love for the first time. Why am I telling you this story? Because I want you to know that what I am about to share with you in today's video is not hollow theory. These are clinically proven insights that have saved thousands of men from years of decline. helping them live fully with their strength, confidence, and true happiness. And today, you deserve the same. Because you, whether you are 60, 70, or 80, are still a man of great value that this world needs. Do you know that for decades, society has planted a false belief in our minds? That sex is merely a luxurious pleasure reserved for the young, that once you're over 60, 65, 70, or even 80, it becomes frivolous, unnecessary, or even inappropriate to talk about it. But do you know what the truth is? Sex, intimacy, closeness, it's not just about pleasure. It is life itself. It is nourishment for the brain. It is medicine for the heart. It is the blood flow that feeds testosterone, the hormone that defines your masculine essence and strength. I have met far too many men who believed in this deadly misconception. They denied their own instincts, rejected the natural desires that creation bestowed upon them, simply because they thought, I'm old, I'm weak, it's over. But do you know every time you give up on intimacy, your body doesn't just lose pleasure, it loses dopamine, the neurotransmitter that keeps you sharp, joyful, and full of life. It loses oxytocin, the bonding hormone that warms your heart and keeps loneliness away. It loses testosterone, the core hormone that keeps your muscles strong, your bones healthy, your voice powerful, and your gaze sharp. When you give up intimacy, you are slowly closing the door to longevity, closing the door to life's joys, and closing the very door to the masculine strength you once took pride in. But today, I want you to remember one thing. Age does not take away your manhood unless you allow it to. I promise you, if you stay until the end of this video, I will show you a simple yet powerful way to awaken the masculine instinct that has been dormant within you for so many years. I will show you how to reactivate your dopamine, oxytocin, and testosterone. Not with temporary erection pills, but with natural, safe, scientific methods that have been proven on thousands of my patients. And when you practice them, I firmly believe you will not only feel more vigorous, but you will also see the way your wife looks at you change. You will see the way your children and grandchildren admire you differently. And most importantly, you will look in the mirror and smile at yourself because you know you are still a strong, capable, and proud man, no matter your age. Do you remember the last time you truly felt like a man? Not just when you held a good health report in your hand, not when you finally paid off your mortgage, and not even when you helped your children or grandchildren fix a broken wooden shelf. But when you looked into your woman's eyes and saw them light up with admiration, trust, and desire, meant only for you. That feeling, even if just for a fleeting moment, was enough to make your chest swell with pride, enough to give your weakened legs the strength to stand firm for many more years. I remember Margaret, a 74-year-old wife, who once spoke to me through tears when mentioning her husband battling cancer. She said, I don't want him to feel pressured, but I miss being held by him. I miss feeling like his wife, not just his nurse. Do you see? Women, whether they are 50, 60, 70, or 80 years old, still long to be touched, to be held, to feel like they are someone's woman. And men are the same. Men also need to be touched. They need to be looked at with eyes full of trust and desire. That is what keeps the flame of life burning. Not degrees, not bank accounts, not fame out there. You might be thinking, but I'm not strong enough anymore. I can't satisfy her. Do you know intimacy is not just about having sex, the way you used to think? It is the tight hug in the morning. It is the warm hand placed on your wife's shoulder when she is tired. It is the tender gaze as you watch her wash the dishes. The gaze that says, you're still beautiful, without needing to say a word. And when you do that, your dopamine, oxytocin, and testosterone still increase. Your brain is still nourished, your heart still beats strong, and she, even if she doesn't say it out loud, will feel deeply happy because her man is still there, steady, warm, and full of strength. That is what truly keeps a man living longer, stronger, and happier than any pill in this world. And today I will show you how to achieve that, starting from the smallest things. Have you ever wondered why your memory keeps getting worse, even though you still take your brain supplements every morning? Why your legs are getting weaker, your voice becoming softer, your chest caving in, your back bending down, even though you diligently exercise and take all your blood pressure and diabetes medications? My friend, there is a truth that most doctors will never tell you because they only focus on your test results, forgetting the most important indicator, the indicator of your manhood. Science has proven that when intimacy disappears, meaning when you no longer have closeness, no longer touch anyone, no longer love anyone with both your body and your heart, the three most vital systems in your body will deteriorate rapidly. First, your brain will age 3 times faster because intimacy, sex, or any loving physical touch greatly increases blood flow to the brain, especially the hippocampus, which is the center of memory and learning. When you touch, hug, kiss, or caress, your brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, and serotonin. These are not just happiness hormones. They are the nutrients that help your neurons grow, connect, and regenerate. Without them, your brain shrinks quickly, your memory fades, and your risk of Alzheimer's and dementia skyrockets. Second, your cardiovascular system and testosterone hormones will silently collapse. Every time you feel aroused or reach orgasm, your heart gets a high-intensity workout, helping it pump blood stronger, clean out the blood vessels, and improve circulation. More importantly, testosterone, the hormone that determines your strength, muscles, bones, confidence, and even your ability to get an erection, also increases significantly. But when intimacy disappears, testosterone levels plummet, your muscles shrink, your bones become brittle, your voice weakens, your skin thins, and your blood vessels harden more quickly. Third, your soul withers without you even realizing it. Without intimacy, a man becomes lonely even while living with his wife and children. He becomes easily irritated, often sad, loses his motivation to live, and loses his sense of purpose every morning. And the scariest part is that this loneliness shortens your lifespan faster than cancer or diabetes ever could. Do you see now? Intimacy is not just about sex. It is the medicine that rejuvenates your brain, your heart, your hormones, and your soul. And you can absolutely reclaim it, whether you are 60, 70, or 80, as long as you know how to awaken the masculine instinct that has always existed within you. In the next part, I will show you the deadly mistakes that have been robbing you of your right to live fully as a man, and most importantly, how to reverse them starting today. The first mistake that most men over 60 make is thinking that intimacy is only about sex, and that sex is only for the young. They believe that when testosterone decreases, when their bodies are no longer as vigorous as before, sex becomes a luxury, something meaningless. But my friend, intimacy does not equal orgasm. Intimacy is touch. It is hugging. It is caressing. It is looking into each other's eyes with love. It is holding hands tightly while walking together. It is resting your head on each other's shoulders while watching TV. And do you know, just those small touches alone already release dopamine in your brain, make your heart healthier, awaken your testosterone, and brighten your gaze. The second mistake is relying on erection pills without understanding the root of the problem. I have seen so many men come to me with eyes full of shame. They sigh and say, "Doctor, I take Viagra, but I don't feel anything anymore." I ask, "Do you hug your wife every morning? Do you whisper that you love her? Do you feel you are worthy of love?" They stay silent because they only focus on getting hard and forget the most important thing, the feeling of connection and true desire. Pills cannot save a heart that has dried up emotionally. Without intimacy, pills are just something that makes your heart more exhausted. The third mistake, and also the most dangerous one, is silently enduring it out of shame. So many men hide their sadness, hide the disappointment in their eyes when their wives turn their backs to sleep, hide the loneliness when no one touches them anymore. They are afraid that if they speak up, they will be laughed at, seen as dirty old men, or rejected by their wives. But my friend, it is that very silence that kills intimacy, kills your confidence, and kills your health. Women also crave touch, love, and being looked at with a man's eyes. If you stay silent, she will stay silent too. And the two of you, even lying next to each other, will forever remain apart. Don't make those mistakes anymore. Because in the next part, I will show you a simple yet powerful way to reignite your masculine fire, to live true to your strong, confident, and desirable nature, regardless of your age. Are you ready? My dear friend, at this point, I believe you have understood an important truth. Age will never take away your manhood unless you allow it to. Your body still yearns to live, to move, to feel the warm blood flowing through your limbs, to wake up with a clear mind and a heart that beats with the vigor of your younger days. The problem is not whether you are 60, 65, 70, or 80. The problem lies in how you care for your body, how you nourish it with small but right actions each day, instead of just sitting there complaining and assuming that getting old means getting weak. Tomorrow, when you wake up, before taking your usual blood pressure pill, before eating a breakfast full of carbs or sitting quietly reading the newspaper, try placing your hand on your chest, taking a deep breath, and asking yourself, am I truly living, or am I just existing, waiting for the days to end? Then look over at your wife, the woman who has stood by your side through all life's storms. Place your hand on her shoulder, smile, and say, you know what, I still love you so much. You will be surprised to see her eyes change. And in that very moment, the dopamine, oxytocin, and testosterone within you will begin to awaken again. No pills needed, no gym required, just a true connection from your heart. I want you to remember what I shared today is not mere theory. This comes from over 30 years of walking alongside thousands of men over 60 in America, helping them not only extend their lifespan, but also extend their quality of life, to truly live as strong, confident, and desirable men. And I believe you deserve that too. If this video has touched your heart, leave a number 1 in the comments so I know you are still here, still fighting to become the best version of yourself. If you feel you're not ready yet, leave a number 0 so I know I need to help you even more. And don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with any friend who is feeling lost, weak, or losing faith in their manhood. Because my friend, your story isn't over. As long as your heart is still beating, as long as you still have breath, there is always a chance to reignite the fire of manhood within you. And who knows, perhaps these very years, when you dare to live true to your strong, loving, masculine nature, will be the most radiant chapter of your entire life. I am Dr. Authority. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I look forward to seeing you in the next videos, where I will continue to walk alongside you, helping you live longer, healthier, and most importantly, live truly as the most complete man you can be.